Welcome to the Three Rural White Guys podcast. I'm Mike Heaton here with Jacob Dodds.
Hello.
And Kellen Gracie.
Hi.
That's Jacob Dodds right there.
Yeah,
and here comes Kellen.
There's Kellen.
There's Kellen Gracie.
Sorry, it's taking me a second.
All
Over
good.
at Mission Control.
Welcome to Three Rural White Guys podcast. We're just three guys drinking beer, talking politics in rural America. And also filling up our gas tanks.
Yeah, you know, the price of diesel's so high right now. If you notice that the MAGA alphas like taking the flags off their trucks to reduce the drag so they can maximize their fuel efficiency.
And they lowered the lifts a little bit on their trucks too, a little bit.
Just them down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe not burning so much, burning coal as they go down the street because it's costing them too much money. It's nuts. You have a Chevy Suburban, or what are you driving, Kellen? You have a huge ass car.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Suburban, but it's a Yukon Denali.
Oh, Denali.
Or Denali Yukon XL. Is that right? I don't know. It's a big one.
GMC's version of a Suburban.
Right.
Yeah, it's big and way too much vehicle now that it's at least $5 for me to put gas in it per gallon right now because it needs a premium. So yeah, it's way too big. I'm really thinking about getting rid of it. I'm not gonna lie.
What did it cost you to fill up the other day?
Oh, what was it? $160?
Holy!
Like that.
Does the little spinner thing go that high when you fill up? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I was worried that I thought that when you go to a gas station that it like approves you for $100.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Right. I was worried that it was going to shut me off at $100 and then I'd have to like do another transaction.
That's where we're at right now. And again, just to all of our followers here, we're not very good at being Democrats, but we are because who the hell can be Republican right now? And so we have trucks. I mean, that's just what we do. It's rural America, rural Iowa. Get over it, kind of thing. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
So obviously, our financial, our wallets are tight right now. Everybody I know is struggling in terms of just paying the bills. Thank God it's not like Christmas season where you have to buy presents for other people. Like everyone will be getting like tiny little things in their stockings, and that's about it because no one can afford shit out here in rural America right now at all.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
Well, and I actually ended up with this truck because of COVID. So back in COVID times, they were giving cars away. No one was buying cars.
Back when they pay to take gas?
Yeah, and it was like a crazy deal with 0% interest for like a really long time. It was way too long of a car loan, but yeah, that's how I ended up with it.
We all sort of need them. I mean, you have a farm you go to all the time, Kellen, and work at. On occasion, you need a little bigger vehicle. Jacob, you live out in the country, and you're running around in your truck. I live in the country. I'm driving on my property and picking up sticks and all kinds of crap. And
lately, I've been running like AV equipment out of it.
That's true. We have been doing shows and stuff too. Little video.
Yeah,
it's nice. You actually run a whole operation out of the back.
I can fit a table in there with a laptop and a audio board and
nice
my switcher. Yeah.
Person who does not care about our finances whatsoever, as he told us very openly and blatantly, is our
he doesn't even think
orange
about
ruler
it even once.
No, doesn't think about. What was his exact quote that he said?
Oh, why didn't I have this ready for you? Hold on,
that's all good.
He was asked by a reporter if he considers the financial situation of average Americans as it relates to the war in Iran. And his response was, not even once. I don't consider that.
Yeah, he says, I don't think about Americans' financial situation. A direct quote from the president.
And that comes off, 6 months ago when he says, I want to hear anyone talking about affordability ever again. The guy is completely disconnected.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a guy that's never gone and purchased his own groceries.
Right.
He's probably never put gas in his own car.
He said something supremely stupid about groceries. What was it? He said something like groceries. It's
like a new word.
That's like a new word. We don't use that word anymore. What? What?
This is the part I don't get, like, of my neighbors, Republican neighbors across our community. Like, this guy is nothing like us. He is this wealthy little spoiled brat who's had everything handed to him his entire life.
Absolutely.
And somehow we look at him as if he's represents us in rural. Like, that is the biggest con job you can possibly do. He is nothing like us. He has no idea how to put in a hard day's work.
Right.
He's never put in a hard day's work in his life. Hell, he's falling asleep. Did you see the latest? He fell asleep again.
I've started referring to him as the Nod Father on,
It
on
kinda
social
works.
media. Yeah,
It kind of works.
yeah.
He's done that multiple times now, and the press release from the White House was like, "Oh, he was blinking," and they just happened to catch
Right.
a picture of it while he's blinking. It was a video.
Right.
Like he didn't blink for like
3 minutes.
3 minutes straight,
Yeah.
Yeah,
eyes closed.
I'm pretty sure it's literally that's part of his narcissistic thing is if he's not talking, he has no interest in what's going on around him.
Right.
And so he just tunes out. And not only that, but the guy's up all night long ranting on True Social.
It was rage posting.
Wasn't it 55 posts in 3 hours or something like that? He made.
Yeah, it was
a couple
and it
nights
was
ago?
unhinged. I mean, it was just really unhinged stuff.
Yeah,
And
He's lost it.
You know, the AI generated stuff that, caters to his like fantasy image of himself. Like he's constantly resharing that. I mean, anybody knows how they can, get him. That's all some content creator has to do is put some image of him out there as the strong alpha, like, ripped beast, and he's resharing that because anything that strokes his ego, he's all about it. So
Well, he's having a rough time in China right now. Did you see the lukewarm welcome that he got this morning? Did you guys catch that one?
he only got a lukewarm welcome.
They didn't show up. Xi Jinping did not show up.
Seriously.
Yeah, and I might put my little tinfoil hat on for a second here, but they gave him what appears to be the world's steepest off ramp from an airplane. I don't know what you call that. The stairway.
Yeah, like a
the air
Shoot.
stare.
air stair.
The air stair.
We'll call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, the stairs they roll up to your jet. So when you're walking,
Yeah.
because we also have jets, right? Apparently, this guy gets the world's narrowest, steepest air stair. So Trump's clinging for dear life, trying to go down the stairs. He gets on the stairs, and it's just a sea of school children waving Chinese flags, couple of American flags in there, and singing. And Xi Jinping is nowhere to be found. They sent like lower level diplomats from their
Right.
foreign service
That's
to
funny.
greet him.
And that,
Yeah.
that tells you about where we're at with this right now.
There's no foreign visit that goes like that. It just doesn't. When the president goes to another country, the country's leader comes and meets him at the airport.
Okay, I'm going to say this next part. It's going to say it, and I don't want anyone to comment on it. We're going to move on.
Mm,
Okay?
one of those.
One of those things. We're just going to move on.
Okay.
We're not going to say anything, any words around it. We're not going to comment on it. Trump took in his plane, a plane full of the world's wealthiest people, of billionaires,
Like
with
50
him
of
to
them.
China, like 50 of them, all in Air Force One or whatever. I think it was all in Air Force One.
Yeah, it was.
All
They
of them
loaded the plane up with
in a single
billionaires.
plane, and they flew to China and landed. I'm just going to leave it at that. We're not going to say anything. I know what you all just thought. We're not going to go there. I know what all of our listeners just thought, and we're not going to say anything. We're just going to leave that, and we're going to move on to the next conversation. So basically, I'll play on that a little bit. Just not what I was thinking at the time. Billionaires. That is the delegates we send.
Wait, were you going like an Epstein direction with that?
No, well, that's a whole different direction. No, it's just convenient.
Yeah.
Convenience. You guys might know where I was going. I know where I first went, and I know you did too, Kellen, because you brought it up the first time. What I will say though is that is the epitome of corruption.
Yeah.
Those billionaires do not represent American interests and American people. Those billionaires represent their own wallets. They represent corruption, and that's who he took with him to China.
Well, you know who he didn't take with him?
Elon Musk.
No, Elon Musk is there.
Oh, was he? Of course.
Yeah, he was like the second guy off the airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Who he didn't take with him are like foreign service employees, officers,
Right.
or China experts.
Yeah.
National Security Council members, people who would be, I don't know, useful in that scenario, in that
Right.
situation. None of them went, but like 50 CEOs, billionaires. I don't know if they're all billionaires, but they're definitely all CEOs.
Including the guy who illegally gutted our government services.
Yeah,
Good
with
times.
with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the epitome. That's like the symbolic representation of what our government currently is. It is corruption. There was a plane full of corrupt billionaires who were buying their way in to influence with the president of the United States and now with foreign officials And we're going to come back around to China on the back end of this conversation. So stick with us as we sort of put a bow on this later on in the episode. But that's who we are. And I will say again, this is, and we did this last episode. I think we need to do it again. America right now is in the middle of a rich man's yard sale.
Oh, I got it ready.
Look at that. There it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, I think what we've seen in the last couple of weeks as prime examples of this is going back to we were talking about gas prices and inflation. You know, inflation's up 4% now, almost 4%, 3.8%.
Yep,
right up there with gas prices.
Yeah, and it's through the roof right now, and it's hurting all the rest of us. Billionaires don't give a shit.
No,
but we have money being spent like crazy. I mean, whatever Trump wants to, he's basically the interior decorator in chief.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he put out a no bid contract, which in government is like not something that happens.
well, illegal.
Yeah.
I mean, let's call it illegal because that's what it is.
Puts out a no bid contract to have his pool guy that did a standard like residential swimming pool at Mar-a-Lago.
Wait, what? It was this regular pool guy?
Yeah.
To do
Yeah.
what?
To paint the floor of
Oh my
the
God.
reflecting pool blue,
Mm-hmm.
which is not going well.
No, it really is his pool guy.
Are you kidding me?
From Florida.
No.
I got a guy. Like
Yeah.
that's how he went with
even
this.
even better. And hi, Ron. Ron was in our comments, right? So like MAGA people are in our comments saying, "Oh well, Trump got Obama and Biden were going to do this for like 200 million or I don't know whatever number because they were going to actually restore the granite and do it correctly."
Just because they
It was
weren't going to paint it
sinking.
blue.
They had to
Right,
raise the surface. They had to
Right.
raise it back up,
Right.
back it up.
Right.
Because DC is a literal swamp, right?
Right.
Not figuratively, but actually was a swamp before they drained the swamp to create the capital. But because of that and the just the weather and the heat and the temps, the granite in there is cracking. So instead of actually fixing the problem, he just painted over it, right, with some blue paint.
That's symbolic.
Well, yeah, and there was another podcast talking about this either earlier today or yesterday, but basically said that's just it's such a metaphor for how he governs. He just paints over it. Doesn't
Right.
actually fix the problem.
Yeah, it's typical slumlord. I mean, that's paint over the cockroach.
Right.
Paint the windowsill. Paint over that crack. Like paint over the last tenant. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Which he was a slumlord for many, many years.
I
And
think
he's a
he
racist slumlord.
still is, right?
Is he
Maybe.
technically?
I don't know. Does he still own like apartment buildings and stuff? I don't even know.
I mean, the Trump Tower. He rents out spaces in Trump Tower.
Yeah.
I think they still own that. I mean, most of the other buildings that have his name on them, it's a licensing thing. I don't think he really owns the building per se, but I think that's the other thing too about his apologists. When people are talking about, we've seen it in our own comments
Yeah.
section. When people are talking about the high gas prices and high grocery prices, the apologists come out, well, it was higher under Biden.
Well, that's where I was going with this. Is some MAGA person chimed in when we posted about this earlier this week and said something like, Obama and Biden want to do it for 300 million. He's doing it for 3 million and got it done in 2 weeks. A, it's not taking 2 weeks, taking a lot longer than that. And B, in the last couple of days, the price has like times 7, right?
Of course.
Because now the guy, his pool guy, slapped like a $5 to $6 million profit margin on this thing.
Of course. Because he can, because
Right.
there's no bidding process.
Right.
He can get whatever the hell he wants out of
not
it.
only that, but the other reason why was, if I remember right, I think the original bid that was given out was like 1.8 million.
Right. Yeah, it was something not big.
It wasn't substantial. I mean, honestly, that's probably what it would cost to redo the aquatic center here. in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
But he now it's increased. But from what I've been seeing, and this is one of the reasons that Trump had to do his little motorcade thing and drive down it the other night, was because they're finding that the normal, swimming pools aren't made out of granite.
No.
So the whatever the material is that they're using to paint this isn't adhering properly.
Of course not.
Because it's stuff that they would use in a swimming pool because this is his pool guy.
And not only that, but the dark color of the granite and all of those things is just making it it's making it very it's kind of like if you try to paint a wall that's a dark color with a light color. Like
Right.
you have to put multiple coats on to get it to cover it. And so they're like having to experiment as they go along to figure out how to get this to work. and it looks uneven. Have you seen some of the aerial shots of it?
No,
Like, it looks awful. It looks really bad.
All I saw was the clown show of him driving a motorcade down it,
Yeah.
and like yelling out the window, "How's it going, guys?"
But but coming back to what I said about the apologists, I mean, they say that, oh well, what about under Biden? But ask them what policy did Biden enact that caused gas prices to go up,
Right.
or that caused the inflation that that actually went down
Right,
throughout his term?
The answer is COVID and Putin's war.
Right. And on the heels of the Trump administration is when
Right.
it went up. It's that
Right.
first.
Well, most
first
of the time, let's
year
be
of his
honest
term.
though, Kellen. Most of the time, you're going to get a blank stare.
Right.
And if they're a little more astute, they'll say something like, "Oh, it's the Green New Deal."
Right. Which was, years before.
But did the Green New Deal even pass?
No. No.
Right? I thought that didn't even get like through Congress, much less signed by the president.
It's just constant misinformation. It's constant distraction all the time.
God.
No, it's
And we can go there later here on the distraction piece because we have a nice little clip for our ending segment here in a bit on this distraction. It's going to take us all the way back to China, like I said
all
earlier.
the way back.
All the way back.
and our other theme is going to be just blame the Democrats for everything.
Right. Same thing.
Blame the opposing party for everything.
Exactly. It's distract, blame the opposing party. Doesn't matter if it's Green New
here.
Deal, doesn't mean, yeah. Before we get there, though, let's keep on this rich man's yard sale for just a moment.
I'm gonna toss the graphic back up there.
Yeah, throw it back up there because we have Trump playing the presidency like he's best friends with everybody. Oh, I'm just going to give my buddy a job, right? Which is the epitome of good old boy systems, right? Like, oh, I know my pool guy, he can do that, or my guy did my roof at my house. I'll just have him do the White House ballroom, like that kind of shit, right? But the difference here is that a guy that can paint a pool for a couple $100,000 in Mar-a-Lago should not be getting the contract for billions of dollars, in this case millions. I know it's gone up a little bit. They're not in a place where they can do that.
Right.
They just don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the people. They don't have the equipment.
Right.
All you're doing is putting a shitload of money in their pockets, and they're going to walk away with a shitty job done.
Right. And I just want to remind you that it was a no bid contract.
And exactly. That's what it is. I'm letting my buddies do it, right?
Yep.
But not only is he doing that with things like our national treasures, our monuments, things like that, it's happening in every level of his government. His people are following the exact same trend. And we're seeing that especially in healthcare with the FDA and with decisions that Kennedy is making or approving or is clueless as happening underneath him in his department. And we have a couple examples I think we want to share. And I think one of them would be this video. Do you want to sort of set it up for us, Kellen?
Yeah, I got it ready to go. Do you want me to just play the clip?
Yeah, let's play it and we'll break it down afterward.
Okay.
So this, for those of you who are listening on the podcast, this is
I
just.
want to talk about
Here we go.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. This is just an empty room of congressional officials not talking at all.
Yep.
But now they're going to talk. Go
Yep.
ahead.
Now they're talking.
Food and Drug Administration, which reports to you. And by law and by logic, the FDA should make decisions on science, not politics, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing for the first time in history.
And I also know that as an environmental
What?
litigator, I mean, you really emphasize lifting up the voices of scientists when politicians were trying to pressure them, right? That was a big part of your litigation against environmental toxins, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I want to make you aware of some of the findings of an investigation I've been doing about the Food and Drug Administration under the leadership of Dr. McCary. We opened up a whistleblower channel to FDA career scientists and have spoken to multitudes of them. Now, these are career scientists. They've worked for Republican and Democratic administrations, including Trump term 1, without complaint or concern. But now in this last year, they are ringing alarm bells. And I want to just have you listen to 3 quotations from very senior FDA scientists who are currently employed at the agency. One, quote, FDA staff have been subject to a steady, unrelenting compromise of our scientific standards to support ideologically driven policy goals, more focused on media sound bites and their own self-promotion than our nation's health. That's one senior scientist. Another, currently employed. Quote, I was pressured into withholding a recommendation for approval for a drug that was intended for a rare disease by Dr. Prasad and other FDA leadership. I know the drug would have been approved had it not been for the political pressure. Number 3, another senior career scientist currently employed. Quote, Dr. McCary's approach has made direct lobbying to the commissioner's office a smart and productive business practice for companies to get what they want. Secretary, you spent your career trying to lift up, on the environmental front, scientists beating back political pressure. Does this sound like an agency that is effectively lifting up science over politics?
I can tell you that all the decisions that have been made at that agency are made with the approvals of panels of career science.
So that's just not true. So let me reclaim my time. That is categorically false.
Just
Because
flat
there's,
out
in
calls
fact,
him out on
a
it.
program called the Commissioner's National Priority Voucher Program. I've been investigating that as well for the last 6 months. This program expressly allows political leaders to short-circuit science and pick and choose politically favored treatments. Now, White House and FDA leadership have pressed staff to award vouchers to certain companies as part of White House pressure campaigns. And most recently and egregiously, the FDA just issued 3 of those vouchers for psychedelics based on a text from Joe Rogan. And
Oh
one
my
of those
God.
psychedelics was denied by the FDA in 2024. So let's just go through what happened here. Joe Rogan had a guest on his podcast, and the guest was talking about psychedelics. Joe Rogan texted the President of the United States, and the President texted back, quote, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it, end quote. That was from the President of the United States. So just to be clear, is the President of the United States allowed to grant FDA approval?
The career staff,
Is the President of the United States allowed to grant FDA approval?
the career staff at FDA has all supported that decision.
Is the President of the United States allowed to grant FDA approval? Because he thinks he is. Is he wrong?
He doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it. So, and yet the FDA, within
There's
hours,
been no FDA approval.
issued 3 priority vouchers from this illegal, unauthorized program to respond to political pressure from the White House. Secretary, this flies in the face of your stated commitment to putting science over politics. We are literally seeing politics put over science. Now, let's just understand why the president might have bent over to do the bidding of Joe Rogan. He has a disastrous war in Iran that has led even his most committed supporters in his base, like Joe Rogan, to question his competence. And in order to appease Joe Rogan's ire, he grants FDA approval. Safety and efficacy should be the standard for these
Do you
drugs.
want a grandstand
not the
or do you
president's-
want an answer?
Not
Do you
the
want a
president's-
grandstand or do you want an answer?
I want safety and efficacy to be the standards by which
fine.
psychedelics are approved, not the president's attempt to shore up support from his base for a disastrous war in Iran. It should not be Joe Rogan's decision what psychedelics are approved. It should be the decision of randomized controlled trials.
And we are doing non-politicized science for the first time in history.
Let me close with a final question here, reclaiming my time.
And
You
let
had
me
talked,
just-
you had said about the research here to my colleague from Texas that you wish that the NIH didn't have to cut the billions, right?
We what?
That you wish the NIH did not have to cut money. You had said that to Congresswoman Fletcher.
FDA?
The NIH, the National Institutes of
Of course.
Health. Right. Do you think it'd be a better use of money to spend $1 billion a day on the NIH or $1 billion a day on bombing Iran? Which do you think would be
On
a
what?
better use of money? $1 billion a day on bombing Iran or $1 billion a day on the NIH?
Members' time's expired.
There you have it.
I now go to,
Oh man, that was so. First off, was that you guys like grunting and wheezing in the background? Or
No,
was
that was him.
Oh, okay.
That was Kennedy.
I was trying to like mess with your volume to get
Yeah,
it.
it was loud.
See,
It was a little
this
odd.
is what happens when you appoint a former heroin addict and a guy whose brain is
Mush.
riddled from being eaten by a worm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I almost forgot about that until you just mentioned it. He actually had a worm eating his brain.
Brainworm. Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly.
That's-
Because did you guys know? Did you guys know this is the first time in U.S. history they've used actual science to determine policy?
First time
First time ever.
ever.
You know what you could have followed that up with is that clip from Idiocracy where
Oh,
the FDA gets. That's
Well-
how we end up. We're literally like 6 months from replacing water with Bronto.
we really
Yeah,
are.
if he had electrolytes on us, like just the thing at Gatorade right
Yeah.
next to him the whole time,
It
that
would've
would have been
been
it right there.
I
What's it called?
think-
Bronco, you said? What's it called?
Brondo.
Brondo, that's it.
It's
Brondo.
got what plants crave,
yeah.
Mike.
Electrolytes.
It's got electrolytes.
So I think that would trigger the copyright stuff on
Yeah.
Facebook and get us in some trouble.
Although I don't
That,
think they would mind.
Yeah,
I think they'd approve it anyway.
Yeah, we might even reach out, right?
Like, it's probably going to get them more views on their.
It's Mike Judge wouldn't care.
Mike Judge wouldn't give a shit. But
Yeah.
ultimately, this administration is just heading right to idiocracy. That's where we're
Oh,
at.
we're there. We're not heading.
Right.
We're there.
So are you guys able to text the president? Because I have some requests.
I mean, like, what do you want to request?
I have some drug ideas, some psychedelics that I'd like to
That
get
you want
approved.
approved?
Wait a minute, Mike. Does that not come with the roadie interface over there?
So I hit a button over here on my panel and it just automatically calls.
You get the president's number. Like that's the
Yeah.
podcaster special, right?
Yeah, it is. Any podcast that yeah, exactly.
Buy one of these, you automatically get the cell phone number for the
Yeah.
president. Yeah. I'd also like to point out how awesome. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I would love to have that job. The person in the back that holds up the signs, because they probably also had to make the signs and like find the quotes and help write the speech and do all the
Right.
stuff, right? Like it's like Oppo research, right? I feel like I would be very good at that.
You do that every day anyway, Kellen,
I
on
kinda do.
our Facebook page. But for those of our listeners who are listening instead of watching us on social media, behind the congressman, there was an intern or a staffer that was just holding up these massive signs that had all these quotes by Joe Rogan and other, the anonymous whistleblower scientist, career scientist.
hmm
And you could tell I think she liked her job. I mean, she was pretty proud of holding those things up, and he was pretty proud to be able to look back and look at them and like.
Did they
Show 'em
ever
off.
confirm what it was that RFK Jr. did with the raccoon penis after he cut it off?
He just did it for further study.
I thought it was a bear. It was
No,
for
that
the
was
first time in U.S.
that was
history.
different.
separate incident.
That was a separate incident. The bear he just left in Central Park to see how people would react.
Right,
Okay.
but he hit he acquired the bear carcass
Yeah, I think
in
it
like
was
Vermont.
I think it was roadkill. yeah.
He acquired it in Vermont and
Acquired.
drove it like several hours
Into New York City.
into New York City. Dropped.
Because I mean that's what normal people do.
Mhm.
And the quote that he had, it was around the raccoon incident, but he said something like, "Here I am, cutting the penis off this raccoon, thinking to myself, man, my family members are really crazy." Like what? What level of delusion? I can't handle it.
I want to know what he thinks science is. What he thinks like studies are like. Does he not I just truly don't think he understands what his job is.
Well, I think his idea of science is much of what we've seen in the anti-vax movement existed long before COVID.
True.
Those were the original do your own research people. But it's confirmation bias. I mean, you look for the things that support what you want to believe and ignore the facts that say otherwise.
Right.
And that's his version of science.
And so it's going back to our rich man's yard sale piece. Like he's the perfect front man
Yep.
for all the corruption that's happening in the healthcare industry right now.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, that feeds that same group of people
Mhm.
because they're very anti-corporate pharma too. Like they don't like corporate pharma. They're very anti-vax because of that. They think they're being fed shots simply because pharma wants to make money, has nothing to do with research, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's what he's referring to. He's like, well, we're actually doing real science, not just, loading people up with drugs they don't need kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like the reality is 200 years ago, the average life expectancy was 38 years old. And now it's 72, 73 years old.
I feel an urge to fact check that, but I'm just going to.
It's right in there. It's right in there.
slide. Yeah.
I'm right in there. You always like fact checking me. It's
Yeah.
good. We actually do that around here.
We do.
Well, I mean, the FDA was born out of the fact that even into the early 20th century, we had that's where the term snake oil salesman comes from.
Right. Right.
Is you had people traveling around selling these elixirs
Selling bullshit.
that had no
Right.
no backing, no nothing.
Right. But
That-
remember, 200 years ago, they were eating organic with no vaccines. Now we have vaccines, FDA approved vaccines, because we have, like you said, a standard to how we do stuff that have to go through trials. And we're living this in our 70s. We'd have our child mortality rate is way, way, way down.
yeah.
But this is also the same guy who wants to take everybody's SSRIs away.
Right. Because he's a front man for corruption.
Right.
It's a rich man's yard sale.
Well, yeah, and he's like a report from yesterday, spending tens of millions of dollars on the anti-vax propaganda push because he's heavily invested in those supplemental health aid bullshit snake oil products. Right? It's just it's nonstop. If it's not benefiting him or one of his buddies, it's probably not happening.
Right.
But Mike, you are correct. In 1826. average life expectancy was around 35 to 40 years old.
Thank you very much. I did my research ahead of time.
Nice.
And if we're going to be honest, because we are transparent here, that's mostly because of child mortality.
Yes.
Like it's kids died immediately after
Right.
birth.
Right.
and
It
was
wasn't
very
that.
common.
Yeah. It wasn't that adults were dying off. In
That
their
was
40s
also
all
the
over
middle of the
place.
Industrial Revolution when we had like no safety standards in
Right.
factories.
Well, and the note here says actually life expectancy varied quite bigly
Bigly? Good answer.
by social class. So
Oh, yeah.
if you were poor, right? If you were rich, you probably lived a lot longer.
Right. And that's what they're trying to get back to right now. They want to reduce all the safety nets programs we put on in place in the United States to protect children from labor laws. And that Iowa did that just a couple years ago, started making it so 14-year-olds and younger could serve alcohol and take on other jobs they used to not be able to take on,
Hmm.
or 14-year-olds and up, I guess.
I
But
love
like,
child labor. What are you talking about?
I mean, someone's got to mow your lawn.
Yeah.
You're almost there with your
They
kids.
yearn for the mines.
They yearn. They do. Minecraft is a very popular game. They yearn for the mind. So
Yeah.
this feels like a natural place to transition into our next segment if we want to talk about our
Wait,
Dickhead
is
of
it
the
our
Week.
Dickhead of the Week
It's
award?
It's that time. I feel like we need a little like 10-second music sting here. A little
Dickhead of the
transition
Week.
music.
Dickhead of the Week.
of the
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the dickhead
Like
of
the
the week?
like the Bud Light commercials, the real men of genius.
The real man of genius. Yes.
Dickhead of the week.
Yes.
What's
that's
up?
That's exactly what we need.
So with that in mind, our local politicians like to just distract. All this crap is going on underneath our eyes, right in front of us, all this corruption. And the way they keep their people in line and voters in line is by pointing to these random things out there to distract people from what's really going on.
Yeah.
And today's Dickhead of the Week.
Oh wait, before we get
Oh,
there,
go ahead.
because we're transitioning into a new segment, and we have some comments
Oh, we do? What do we
that are
got?
directly related. Jessica's watching. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
She the slumlord piece. Trump owns 3 buildings with missing floors and an elevator door that opens to nothing. Sorry, I was on you.
I love that we have listeners doing research for us in
Right.
real time.
And Carrie
That's awesome.
chimed in and
Carrie?
said,
Carrie from where?
Carrie, I think she's from Mount Pleasant.
Hi, Carrie from Mount Pleasant.
Hi, Carrie from
Good to
Mount
hear from you.
Pleasant. Yeah. She said he referring to RFK Jr. also cut a head off a whale carcass.
Oh,
That's kind of like serial killer kind of stuff.
I mean, you guys watch the Dexter series? Any of those?
Well, I mean, that's like literally one of the things that factors into like the antisocial personality disorder profiles and psychopathy is
Right.
that you like dissect dead animals.
I mean,
Out of
look at him.
curiosity.
He could easily be in the next Hannibal Lecter series. I mean, you listen to him, look at him. He looks like he could fit
Mm-hmm.
really well in that character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
So Carrie brought. Thanks, Carrie, for that little
Thanks,
tidbit
Carrie.
of information.
So, we ready to reveal our dickhead
Yeah,
of the week?
our Dickhead of the Week who likes to distract from everything else by
So-
doing what? They blame Democrats for everything.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna shift away here and change topics a little bit, but wanted to sort of point out the kind of premature outrage that we see so very often online. And so our dickhead of the week is Steve Holt. Anyone want to introduce Steve Holt?
Sorry, did you get that graphic from Arrested Development?
No, again,
Bummer.
copyright,
Oh, copyright yeah.
problems,
Sorry, I shouldn't
right?
say it out loud.
Yeah.
Steve Holt.
But those of you who are big fans of the Arrested Development series will appreciate that the dickhead of the week this week is Steve Holt.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to run through why?
I would love to, but I'm happy how you guys do it too. Do you know why? We're going to take it back to China,
We're going to take it back to China?
like we promised. Yeah.
Okay.
So back in California,
yeah.
a city council woman.
Hold on, before you get into that,
Go ahead.
For the non-Iowans, who is Steve Holt?
Yeah. Good
I guess
point.
we could talk about this.
Yeah. He actually does look like a dickhead too.
I mean, quite literally a little bit. Yeah.
And sorry, I cut off he actually has 3 pins on his lapel in this image, and one of them is the state flag for Iowa. So
Okay.
it's not
It kind
immediately
of looks like
obvious.
that one that you can see there is like is that a Chinese
I-
flag?
Kind of
that's
does look
what
like
I
that a little
thought,
bit. It's
right?
probably not. It's maybe ISU maybe or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure he finds it important.
Yeah.
He's a state representative
Yeah.
from Western Iowa.
Yeah.
Western
Yeah,
Iowa elected officials are notoriously
Steve King's territory.
yeah,
Right.
way over the top, uber conservative and usually religiously conservative and performative Christianity conservative at that level, and usually blatantly racist and sexist. And Steve Holt fits that bill, maybe even more than Steve King did. He's up there.
Oh, someone is very happy that he's the dickhead of the week.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's dickhead every week in Iowa. It feels like at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So there is a woman in Southern California, a suburb of, I believe, Los Angeles, Arcadia.
Arcadia.
Yep.
Yep.
And where you elect city council people, and in their form of government there, they rotate who is mayor. City council people, based on what district you're in, it just rotates district to district to district for each city council district.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it, and so that's they do it instead of electing a mayor citywide, right? So this woman is elected, and she is elected, becomes mayor, and then they find out that she's actually working for the Chinese government. Okay, so and she's registered Democrat. So what does Steve Holt do? And I say working for, she's not a spy. She's like she hasn't properly registered to promote Chinese propaganda or something like that. It's a rare law. The FBI have charged her for it.
To act as a Foreign Agent Registration Act,
Right.
And you have
Right.
to register with the federal government if you're acting on behalf
On behalf
of a foreign government.
Yeah, and she was probably. I know she's been charged with it. We don't know. We hasn't been to court. We're not defending this woman here, right?
No, that's not the point
at all.
Yeah.
But what we are saying is that she was elected in this district. Well, first of all, what did Steve Holt say about her? Do you have that quote?
Boom.
There it is. So shocking that a Democrat politician would be working for the Chinese communists. You know, just standard run of the mill, like uber Republican.
Fox
Like,
News
Yeah.
breaking.
look at this. We got another California Democrat.
News alert.
Yeah. Democrats are communists. Surprise, surprise.
California
kind of
mayor
shit.
accused of secretly working for China.
Yeah.
Feds.
And the reason Steve made Dickhead of the Week is because she wasn't a fucking Democrat when she was elected.
Right.
The district she was elected is like purple, and she was elected by Republicans as a Republican,
Right.
to
And-
become the city councilwoman.
And then switched her party ID.
Yeah. and
Afterward.
Isn't most of the rest of the council Republican too?
I don't know. I didn't read that far.
I thought I had seen that.
I just started laughing at that point because it is a Democrat area, but it's that her district. She ran as a Republican. Republicans elected a illegal foreign agent
Right.
of China,
Right.
right?
Happily.
And then she switched her party, and because she switched her party after the fact, Steve Holt is out here blaming Democrats for
Steve
supporting a communist illegal agent of China
Yeah.
because he didn't bother doing his damn research and found a good little piece to put it on to distract his followers on Fox News that we don't have to worry about everything else that's going on with Trump, everything else that's going on with Maha stuff, everything else that's going on with our state legislator gutting all our services and our public education. Look at this. A woman in California, Democrat, is supporting the communists when in fact the Republicans are the ones that elected her.
Right.
Like, that's how dumb it is.
So what does Steve Holt receive this week, Mike?
Honestly, I think we should have given him a bottle of Brondo. I think that would have been more appropriate for this particular episode now that we're there. But
Got what plants crave.
he got what I'm going to let Jacob introduce this particular award.
What's
So-
he get, Jacob?
So last week we had the golden horse paste pump.
That's and talked about flavored ivermectin.
Yep, explain that. So this week we have the I'm going to screw this up. The Facebook Uncle Battle Ribbon.
There it is. The award for outstanding achievement in premature outrage.
Because think about it, you all have that MAGA uncle that shares this off the wall crazy shit that hasn't been fact checked. And they're not going to accept fact check. I mean, anybody could call Steve Holt out for this. He's not going to retract it.
Right.
No,
He'll double down on
Oh,
it.
for sure.
probably. Oh, that's just fake news. Kind of crap.
So like any Facebook uncle, we're giving him a battle ribbon.
There it is.
Put it on with his other pins.
We can we'll start stacking these up. We'll have like a end of year award ceremony.
I think
Look
what
back
we
on
should
all the
do
awards.
is we should find somebody that can 3D print these for us.
Oh man, that'd be best.
And
Have a trophy case.
no, we do the Randy Feenstra thing. We go to the local pizza ranch and present it to him.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Oh, like they did that to Randy Feenstra.
Well, that's even the hardcore Republicans, the MAGA Republicans that hate Randy Feenstra,
Right.
like they're attacking him for the fact that he's constantly posting his pictures that he's in some little town
At a pizza
somewhere,
ranch?
at a pizza ranch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's kind of become the thing. But it's not just pizza ranch. Like I saw Joe Mitchell in front of like a ice cream shop or something.
So here's another thing. Joe Mitchell is running in which district?
Over in Iowa 2. Where
He's in 2.
Lenon ran. Yeah.
But 2 isn't 2 north of us? Isn't that Dubuque and
No.
Cedar
Well,
Rapids?
maybe I got the district.
Well, I think he moved again. Like I think he was
Yeah.
going to run in 3, and then he decided to run in 2. He's from here, which is 1.
Yeah.
That's where his residence
Right.
is.
Right.
Of course, they don't really care.
I just know 1 is here and 4 is northwest. I always confuse
Right.
2 and 3.
But I want to say he was going to run in the Des Moines area, and then he decided to run over in Cedar Rapids or something. But that's what they do. Our Marionette Miller Meeks, our current
She didn't
congresswoman,
even live in our district.
she doesn't even live here. She lives in Ottumwa, which isn't even in our district. Like they don't care. They don't care about representing the people. Period. At this point,
No.
they're just looking for power to be able to support the people they want to support.
Right.
Because it is 100% corrupt party at this point.
Yeah.
Well, so to build on that, something I learned today that I didn't know this. Here in Iowa, we have a very astute and broad field of high quality GOP candidates for governor. I say that with a ton of sarcasm.
Felt it all the way over here.
But there's one guy in particular, Zach Lane,
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
which he's getting a lot of traction with like the hardcore MAGAs, right?
Yeah. Well, I think he got tonight or tomorrow is getting Jeff Shipley's endorsement.
Yeah, and I mean the guy's a nut job.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever hear him talk about anything, he's an absolute nut job. But I didn't realize it until today. I'll give credit to another Iowa content creator. She's fairly popular on TikTok, Liz from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
She had a clip today where she talked about the fact that this guy's from Kansas and moved
Wait, what?
here like a couple of years ago.
Sorry, this is Zach Lane.
Lane? Is it
Lane?
Lane or Lawn?
Lane.
Lane. LAHN though, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Moved here from Kansas a couple of years ago, and he actually did some like political consulting work for the Kochs. The Koch
Oh,
brothers.
the Coke. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
that tracks.
Yeah.
Apparently had an affair with like one of their sons' wives or something.
Why is there
course.
always like a sex scandal?
Every time. Every
But
time.
Why?
but like I mean, yeah, he's a millionaire. I mean, he's got millions of dollars and just decided, oh yeah, let's go up to Iowa and run for governor because I'll go out and be my performative conservative,
And sadly, in 2026, the primaries are dominated by the crazies,
Mm-hmm.
by the way out there, not based in reality.
Yeah, the crazy are almost better.
Well, I mean, our chances of winning go up, but if we don't, it's really bad for the state.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yep.
So we're dealing at least with the congressional or the legislative races around here lately. I got the privilege, we'll call it a privilege, of doing the audio and lights for the I guess our supervisor debate here in Henry County.
The primary
The
debate.
primary debate.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was just the Republicans on
Right.
stage.
Right. And I'm not going to throw
Oh.
shade at any of
Not
them.
Jacob
They're,
Dotz.
they're local folks.
I put Jacob's.
Oh, yeah,
name,
Mike,
sorry.
yeah. They're local folks. I know most of them, but like they're talking and I'm listening to them, and there were a couple that knew what they were talking about, but
Mhm.
the rest there was performative politics. Like they
Yeah.
were talking, they were saying things that had nothing to do with the reason for the debate. It was an economic development topic themed forum, and they were talking about issues that had nothing to do with that stuff. In their answers to questions related to economics, and none of it had any kind of depth to it. It was all these overarching philosophical concepts, and we're at the county level.
Yeah.
It's all practical.
Right.
Like what you do, decisions you make are going to impact people 1 degree away from your decision. Like we need to know what's going to happen to our jobs, to our roads, to our schools, to our hospitals. How are we going to work on that? And they were still spouting the same philosophical crap. At least 3 of the 5 were.
Mm-hmm.
The same philosophical crap that they hear by Kennedy or by Trump.
Mhm.
These big overarching Texas bad, Christians good,
Mm-hmm.
I'm religious, you need to vote for me kind of stuff.
Yeah, and there were a series of congressional hearings over the last couple of weeks. RFK Jr. was just one of the more prominent ones. Cash Patel was up there.
Right.
You had the HUD secretary up. The HUD secretary in particular was embarrassing. Just had absolutely no answer for any questions. Basic questions like, how much funding does your agency give to XYZ, right? Like, what are the impacts of this, that, whatever?
I had no clue.
No clue. So there are obvious consequences for this, right? When we put incompetent people into positions of power, there are significant consequences, and we're just
Right.
seeing it unfold right now. And I don't know. I
We
think,
saw that though. I wanted you to give your example because we sort of skipped over that earlier, and I think it's a nice bow to put on this. That same FDA director that was being talked about as being slightly corrupt and making decisions without, scientific stuff.
Yeah,
Resigned or was kicked out recently
both
because evidently they
yeah.
went too far for this guy.
Well, so Dr. Marty McCary, I think.
Yeah,
is how you say his
that's who
name.
the congressman was referring to
Yeah.
during his speech. Yep.
Yeah, when we played that video earlier, he was referring to the FDA, the head of the FDA, Dr. Marty McCary. And he has been awful, terrible, right up there with RFK Jr., right along with him in terms of the anti-vaccine nonsense, right up there along with him with all the Maha March and all the stuff they've been doing. But his line, apparently, recently, was marketing for flavored vapes. And he said, this is going to cause children to purchase vapes, to want to vape, to acquire vapes, to start getting hooked to vapes. So I can't like.
Wait, is that bad? Has there ever been like a scientific study and stuff done around vapes for children?
Is that a serious question?
They've never done it before for Kennedy. Remember, like they'd
Right.
never done scientific studies
Oh, right.
according to him.
Yeah, no,
so
that's
like
true.
maybe there have never been studies that show it's bad. That's why people
Well,
are okay with it.
So the FDA authorized these products, but it didn't declare them safe or
Right.
FDA approved, right? So that was the kicker for Dr. McCary. Is he was like, no, we can't slap a thing on vapes that says this is FDA approved. That's nonsense. That's going way too far for me. So all that, this really goes back to 2024 during the campaign because Trump actually made a promise to a crowd at a campaign rally in 2024 where he said he would save vaping, right? Because Biden, Obama, Hillary, Kamala, they're all coming for your vapes, right?
Okay.
So at a campaign rally in 2024, he said he was going to save vaping from all this overregulation. It was actually a pretty dramatic reversal from how he viewed the topic back in his first administration. But ultimately what happens is Reuters reports that Trump was angry. McCary was not moving fast enough to provide that FDA approval for flavored vapes and nicotine products. And so Trump advisors described him as blocking the president's effort to save vaping and then demanded his resignation. So on top of that, super weird is the text message that this guy sends to Donald Trump. Now, again, I'm going to put my little tinfoil hat back on. I don't know if like Trump called him and said, I need you to send me this text because then I can use this text. I can put it on Truth Social. I can do whatever I need to do. But he sends this text and it opens with Dr. President Trump. Right? Okay, now not DOCTOR in the text. It's Dr. President Trump. So maybe he meant Dear President Trump.
Could be.
Maybe. But
That's how I start all my texts to people.
right. That's a very boomer thing to do. But this guy's not a boomer.
Right.
So it says, Dr. President Trump, please accept my resignation effective today. Not President Trump, not Dear President. It said DR period. President Trump. Just super weird. Just the whole thing's just super weird. I don't even know what else to say about it other than it's all super weird. And it's just so emblematic of what happens when we let incompetent people take over and they all have agendas to self-profit, self-deal, help their buddies, help the donor class, make sure that they're doing the things that their rich friends want to see done. And this is just another example of that. But here we are, flavored vapes, FDA approved. Enjoy, kiddos.
Right. And we're not saying Democrats have all the answers. We're not saying Democrats are perfect. But Democrats are most definitely at this time in history not outright corrupt as a party.
Well, it's also the hypocrisy that really gets me, right? Because like RFK Jr., all about like the anti-big pharma, the anti the Maha movement, make America healthy again. I'm fairly confident flavored vapes for kids is not making America healthy again. I'm pretty confident in that assessment.
And I don't even mind the hypocrisy piece. Like that part is just, that's opinion about whether or not we like a person or not and why we vote for them.
Right.
My issue is like, this is hurting people.
Right.
This is hurting our country. It's making it harder to live for lots of people. It's going to hurt children. And that to me is what matters. It's not, did that person do bad or good? Like,
Right.
people are suffering as a result of this party right now and decisions they're making and the corruption within it, period. And our lives are way harder now than they were a year ago at this time, and much less before the election in 2024.
Yeah.
They lied, even to our neighbors that voted Republican. They openly lied to our Republican neighbor voters, and we're all suffering the consequences about it.
Yep. Here we are.
Good times. All right.
So, last couple things from the comments. Jessica chimed in and said Zach Lane cheated on his pregnant wife with the wife of a Koch grandson.
That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I do remember that.
that's a little
Wow.
wild.
Wow. That's their people.
Yeah,
Evidently that's okay.
yeah. She's also happy that you upped your beer game. Chicken.
I'm drinking the same thing I always drink.
That's a Yangling.
Oh, I guess you are. Yeah, you were drinking a Modelo earlier though.
Yeah, I found a couple more in the fridge last night, or
yeah.
tonight before I came over here. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, same thing.
All right.
I did like the comment about Steve Holt being the crypt keeper of the.
Crypt keeper of the
Iowa
Iowa Republican
GOP.
Party. Yeah, that was good. Yep.
Well, we ready to wrap it up, guys? There it is. This has been an episode of Three Real White Guys. Thank you to Chris Hausman for our theme music, and we'll see you next week.